Yare no, when you discover it, now wine so and what to do, yare need.
Well, today is the day a massive group of international doctors and medical experts have come together and rolled out a new advertisement called Never Again. The ad specifically asks the question, why are so many doctors having second thoughts about COVID?
Now, this particular old thing, a business. Okay, a business virus, on one casa virus.
My name is Dr. Elizabeth LaFay, and I'm a doctor of osteopathy.
My name is Stephen Clayman. I'm a doctor of chiropractic.
Hi, my name is Timothy Stonecipher, and I'm an osteopathic family physician.
My name is Molly Rutherford, and I'm a family doctor who also treats addiction.
My name is Michael Turner, and I'm a doctor of physical medicine and rehabilitation.
My name is Amy Offit, and I'm a doctor of integrative medicine.
It's time to talk about what has happened to us all.
Oh, when you pan the creative virus.
Okay, I know what you know.
Oh, when you pan the creative virus, maybe you're doctor, and I mean you're lab technician.
We are doctors, saying what tens of thousands of silenced medical professionals from all over the world have not been able to say.
I think seeing the censorship of these wonderful, super smart doctors, that was scary. To start censoring science, that's a slippery slope. In general, I think we've always trusted the CDC and the FDA, but with this pandemic, it just became questionable to me.
A sad realization progressively that they don't have our best interests in mind, they're not doing their job, they're not acting in the public's well-being. They're captured, they're paid off, they're corrupt.
Well, the group that put that together is called the Global Health Project. Dr. Kat Lindley, and she joins us now. Doctor, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
The main goal is to show that even doctors, at the beginning of the pandemic, they went with the story, they went with the narrative, they went with the system. As the story unfolded, they started questioning things. We want people to realize that it's okay to question, it's okay to try to do what's best for them and not just follow what they tell us to do. I would say that, we've all seen CDC going one way, then turning it. Rochelle Walensky with her statements, it's safe, it's effective, all of those things. And I think the most important thing is for all of us to question things, not to just buy into the narrative and to do what's best for our families.
You're specifically referring to when CDC Director Walensky testified in Congress, I think it was last April, and we were all shocked. Our mouths were wide open because she said that mRNA injections marketed as COVID-19 vaccines do not stop the spread of the virus. But of course, that contradicted all of the claims during the pandemic that was urging people to get the vaccines because doing so would reduce the transmission of the virus. And here she is testifying, admitting, no, that's not what they were doing. That's not what they were doing at all. Was an unbelievable moment.
It was, for me, the moment that I knew that we can't really trust what's happening was actually the masks. It was very early on when they said you have to wear the pretty much the spacesuit, the whole gear, and then they ran out of it. It was an N95 mask, then they went to surgical mask. But when CDC said that you have to wear a bandana, that's kind of new when the narrative is falling apart, because for anyone who spent any time in the hospital, we know exactly how you need to protect yourself against any kind of infectious agents. And when it comes to viruses, these molecules are very, very small. So when they started saying bandana, that's when I knew early on that, whatever comes out of their mouth is not something I would trust. I would have to question it.
So then these doctors started questioning this. They started saying, wait, and they started raising the alarm bells to politicians. They started sounding the alarm. There was a number of doctors, of course, who had long-term alternative treatments which had won the Nobel Prize, which had been existent for many, many years, and they were finding great success with that. Dr. Peter McCullough, friend of the show. And then these doctors started raising the alarm bells, and they were silenced. And they were kept quiet. And many of them lost their jobs. They were ostracized. They were banned from social media. Is that part of this agenda to make sure that that never happens again?
It is. We all know that COVID-19 was just a play, right? It was just the rehearsal. We're getting these messages from WHO, from everywhere. There is a new disease that's going to come out. You need to be ready. Listening physicians, scientists, moms, dads, researchers who are questioning things is never good. The only way we move forward is if you actually have a conversation and find the best way forward. It is very important for all of us to realize that CDC, FDA, NIH, all of these agencies, I would say for the past 3 years, they had their own agenda. And now it's time to have this conversation and say, what do we do forward? What do we do when this happens again? Do we just blindly follow it? And do we go with it, or do we try to figure out what's best for all of us?